Hello, this is Lazarus at telecomTech, where telecom and networking technologies are simply explained. Today, we'll be simply explaining virtual private networks. A virtual private network, or VPN, in its most basic definition, is a technology that creates a private and secure connection between two endpoints over an inherently less secure network, such as the internet. A VPN is essentially used to allow users to transmit their data in such a way so that even if a malicious user were to intercept that data in some way, it would be indecipherable and thus useless. As a result, confidentiality is maintained. Now, there are several technologies that allow you to create VPNs, and all of them use the same fundamental logic. A VPN will take a packet and will encrypt it and encapsulate it as a payload of another packet. That packet will then be sent over the unsecured network. This mechanism of encapsulation is called a tunnel. Now, VPN tunnels terminate on specific devices. For the purposes of our example here, we'll generically call these devices VPN endpoints. Now, this is where the encapsulation and encryption and the subsequent decapsulation and decryption take place. So let's take a look at this example network where we have two VPN endpoints at site 1 and site 2. And we have two devices, PC1 and PC2, wanting to communicate with each other securely over the unsecured network that we see here. So PC1 will prepare a packet and will send it onto the network. Once it reaches our VPN endpoint, the encapsulation and encryption take place. Now we see the encrypted data and an additional header that has been prepended to the packet. That header includes information about how to get to the other VPN endpoint, that is the other end of the tunnel, as well as information about the encryption of the payload itself. Now, as the encrypted and encapsulated packet navigates the unsecured network, its contents are secure because no one can read them even if they intercept the packet. This packet, throughout its journey from one VPN endpoint to the other, is considered a tunneled packet because it is traversing the created VPN tunnel. But don't be fooled. A tunnel is not an actual physical path through the unsecured network. Each encrypted packet may actually take a different path to get to site 2. Now, the word tunnel is used in the sense that the data is encapsulated within another packet, and the inside packet really does nothing until it gets to the other VPN endpoint. So that inside packet is just along for the ride. Now, once the encrypted and tunneled packet reaches the other VPN endpoint, the packet is then decapsulated, meaning the extra header is stripped off. Its job is now done. And the packet is then decrypted and sent along its way to PC2, which was its intended destination. So that's the gist of what a VPN is and how it works. Now, before we go on to VPN Technologies, I'd like to remind you, if you like the content you're seeing so far, please click that thumbs up button and subscribe. Now, there are various VPN technologies that allow all of these mechanisms to take place. VPN technologies are separated into two categories. Essentially, we have the tunneling mechanisms and we have encryption. Now, tunneling refers to the process of encapsulating one type of data or protocol within another protocol, allowing it to be safely and efficiently transmitted across the network. This encapsulated data travels inside of a tunnel established between 2 points. If the IP protocol is used, we would use the IP information in the new header to determine the source and destination of the transaction, in other words, the VPN endpoints. Routing and all other mechanisms would use this information. The IP addresses within the internal header are ignored completely until the packet is decapsulated. Now, in the context of VPNs and data transmission, encryption is the process of converting data into a coded form to prevent unauthorized access. Where tunneling will take your data from one VPN endpoint to the other, encryption will ensure that that data is undecipherable. When data is encrypted, only someone with the correct decryption key can understand its content. VPNs use encryption to ensure that the data that is tunneled and transmitted over potentially insecure networks like the internet remains confidential and protected from eavesdropping or tampering. Now, there are various technologies that achieve tunneling, while others perform encryption, and still others that perform both tunneling and encryption. And many of the most commonly used technologies for tunneling and encryption when employing VPNs include things like the Internet Protocol Security, or IPsec. We have OpenVPN. We have Generic Routing Encapsulation, or GRE. We have Secure Sockets Layer, or SSL. And we also have Multi-Protocol Label Switching, or MPLS, which can also create VPNs. Now, I've just listed these technologies here, but if you want to find out more about them and what service they actually provide in the context of VPNs, you can click the related links in the description. Also, look out for additional videos that dig deeper into each one of these concepts. Now, as always, I hope you found this video useful, and if you have, please click the thumbs up button. If you'd like me to address other topics related to VPNs or network security, feel free to let me know in the comments below. And please subscribe to get updates to my newly published videos. I'm Lazarus at telecomTech. I hope this has been helpful for you, and I'd like to thank you for watching.